Welcome, everybody, to week 4 of 8 Weeks to Director. And tonight we are going to be honing in on servicing our customers. This is a really important session. There are loaded with ideas tonight that we're going to be sharing with you of ways to establish lifelong customers and identify business partners. So in our first week, just to quickly recap, we set up our businesses. Then the second week, we talked about inviting and communication skills. Last week, we started working on our heads to make sure that our thinking is supporting us in advancing in our businesses or not. And today, then we're going to zero in on servicing. Here is our training team tonight: Christine Cropper, Senior Coordinator from Chicago; Pam Cary, Senior Executive Coordinator from Chicago; Becky Choate, Executive Coordinator from Virginia; and Jeanne and myself. We are coming in just to hold down the fort. So I also wanted just to remind everybody what our objective is for this course, because this is the year that the company has declared to be of director development, rank advancement. And so it is our intention that over this next 8 to 10 weeks, that every new distributor who's joining us in our training, that we will give you the tools you need to generate 2,000 PV and advance to director by developing a customer base of 20 to 30 members and identifying 2 or 3 potential business partners. So with that, Jeanne, let's get started and talk about our objectives. Was I doing the first ones?
Yes, you were.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So to understand the role of the business leader in servicing customers and the importance of creating a customer service process, accent on the process. That's really our major objective tonight, is understand what is our role in servicing customers. Number 2 is to learn how to incorporate one of the key elements of our process. Originally, we used to call them new member appointments and new member orientations. And then we realized they were pretty good for updating current members. So we call them member update appointments. And now I think very popular for us to call them member benefits appointments. But they are all a part of the customer service system for our businesses. And we're going to do a deep dive into those and give you all the materials for them. And then to learn how to introduce new members to additional Shaklee products, which helps keep them learning and growing and using Shaklee products, and educating them on nutritional and wellness topics. Jeanne, handle the rest here.
And another part that we're going to share with you is people really want to know, how do you get people to things? How do you get people to participate in this busy world? So we're going to view and review incentives that we offer members for hosting events, referring friends, attending webinars, conference calls, and other Shaklee events. So this is really something you want to pay attention to. And another thing, because of the 20,000 and 20K, there's more of an emphasis and a focus on identifying your business partners. So we're also going to review ideas for introducing the business information to members so that people understand the value of this component. And we're going to also familiarize ourselves at the end with Ruth on some wonderful online follow-up tools and reports. We have never had what we have now, and it allows us to have better contact with our customers and our distributors.
Absolutely. And there's new stuff popping in there all the time. So thank heavens for Ruth. We just love it.
Yes, we're very grateful for her.
Here is a really important slide. Every time I make phone calls, set up events, or in front of a group of people, I always have these 4 objectives in mind for every contact. Number 1, it's always about building a relationship. Number 2, and making a sale. We believe people's lives are better with Shaklee products in them. And so I want people to know that I want them to begin using these products. I believe that these products are going to be really good for them. And so I talk about them, and it's my intention that at the end of my conversation that they're going to go home with some products that will be good for them and their families. And then to obtain referrals. Jeanne has this famous thing she would say about, every customer that we have has a mother and a sister and a best friend and a next door neighbor and a coworker and a miscellaneous uncle, right, Jeannie? The magic glass. So when we start looking at every one of our customers that way, as standing in this group of 5 people that we will meet through them, that becomes one of our objectives with every contact, is always be looking for, oh, by the way, who do you know who would also be interested in what we're discussing, right? And then 4th is, and this is the big one this year, keeping a lookout for potential business partners. So with that, Pam, get us started.
Okay. Well, if you're on this call tonight, you're likely to be a distributor or a business leader who's looking to grow, and looking for more tips and helping to shore up your business and do a better job at reaching some of these objectives that Barb has just shared with us. So at Shaklee, we really bring value to our customers in many ways. And my favorite way is the Shaklee difference in the products. And Shaklee is, I like to say, obsessed with quality. And I'm so proud to represent this company because of the purity and the potency of the products. And they're committed to being beyond organic. Not only testing 350 tests annually on raw materials, the botanicals and the ingredients that go into the products, but then testing the products at the end after they're already produced to guarantee that everything on the label is in every single tablet, in every single pill, and every single serving. It's just incredible. And we can be so proud of the products and Shaklee's commitment to this quality. And I want to talk for a minute about the ingredient suppliers, and they're proud to be Shaklee suppliers because Shaklee helps them be better. And many times this testing from the production side of things has identified problems, issues with production that, thank God for Shaklee's standards of testing that have caused this manufacturer to go back and make changes in their production policies and procedures to ensure better quality, and that Shaklee really is the gold standard, or it is the gold standard in the industry, rather, to be known as a Shaklee supplier. That's really important on the manufacturing side. And people are proud to make these products, and we should be even more proud to sell these products and represent these products. Nobody's hung out to dry in Shaklee. That's why they're 100% guaranteed. It's really just remarkable that we have these products that we can sell. So we should sell them confidently and proudly. So the second way that we bring value is right here with all of us. And as a representative of the Shaklee company, your consumers, products are available everywhere, right? You can buy vitamins or nutritional supplements in a gas station, for that matter, and all kinds of stores and everywhere. But when they buy from Shaklee, the customer gets personalized attention. You come along with the products that are so amazing. So we want to be just as amazing as Shaklee is in making the products as we are representing them. So we have nutrition programs and special events and ways to share these products. And we really just want to love on our customers because it really is the human contact that makes these products so special, and we can deliver them to our customers. So as Roger Barnett says, he's our chairman and CEO, by the way. As Roger Barnett says, we want to honor technology because it makes our business so amazing and efficient and easy and far reaching, but we need to keep people at the center. And our founder, Dr. Shaklee, said there are 3 ways you can grow your business in Shaklee: see the people, and see the people. I still use that quote, and it's true. I mean, people, I don't know, I think the most foundational thing that people need is love, and we bring love to our people. And you can die of a broken heart, right? So we want to bring love when we represent these products. So Shaklee's objective is to use technology, certainly to empower us, but not to replace the people, right? We want to empower the people, and we are those people. So technology is everywhere in our lives, as we know, and we have to be selective in how we use it, when we use it. And we don't want to hide behind our computers, and we can be zippity-doo-dah with an email and a text and so fast and get her done. But you know what? Oftentimes we need to be talking to those customers. We need to be calling them and following up. And as Jeannie said in the pre-call, asking, how are you feeling with the pandemic that's going on today? How is your family? What do you need? What's been going on? How's Uncle John? And you said your mom was struggling, and people need to be loved on. So that's one of my favorite parts of this business. I'm highly relational. And so we want to make sure that in this high-tech world, we are high-tech. Our businesses are mobile. We can run them on the phone, in the air, in an airport, in the car, on the go, in the car line, wherever we are, we can be doing our business in our hand. That's wonderful. But we also have to be high touch in this high tech world. So in our business, success is all about customer relationship and customer friendships. And you know what's really fun about this business is our customers become some of our greatest friends. And when they say yes to the business, then we get to hang out with them even more and travel with them and do more things with them. And it's just amazing. And this great relationship and customer service piece is what leads to bigger orders. And as Barb said, making these sales and building this PV. And the speakers here tonight run high PV because we pay attention to orders and commitments and conversations and referrals and reaching out and following up and talking about the business, because many people are looking for this. And if we're not diligent about offering this business opportunity, we're going to miss people who are wishing we had found them, because they're looking for us harder than we're looking for them. So people do business with people that they know, like, and trust. So we want to make sure they know us, they like us, they trust us, and boy, they'll buy from us. And that's just a beautiful thing.
Excellent.
Pam, that's so beautiful. And it leads right into the customer service tips that we just want to share with you. And I feel like Pam already did a great job of just talking about, we want people to feel special. You know, so much of what we do is like making new friends day after day after day. And you think about how you approach friendships, and you're going to ask them questions to find out about them. You're going to care about them, you know, all those things. So we just want to be sure that we remember to show that tender, loving care to people. So many people do not have an encouraging environment. It could be in their home life. It could be in their work. And so for them to get a message from us or get off the phone with us and be like, you know, wow, that was nice. You know, she really thought about me. And, you know, that kind of thing. It sounds silly, but it's actually really impactful for people. It's also just shows your care to show people's attention, for you to give them eye contact if you're in person, to be engaging if you're on a phone call, to really be present. And I love that line. If we aren't taking care of them, someone else will. I mean, it's important for us to do that. So we want you to be able to send thank you notes. You know, CVS never sends me any thank you notes when I buy from them. So, you know, it's like this is one thing that makes us stand out. And there's lots of different ways you can do that. At the end of this call, Ruth's going to be going over some more technology kind of things. There's ways in our back office that you can send a thank you. Some people love to get mail, so you might want to do a handwritten thank you. However you want to do it, just do it. Like, we want to really say that that's an important piece that makes us stand out. We want to excel at communication, and that is going to take some time for you to practice those things. And one thing I wanted to just sneak in here in these tips is I really, I heard this probably in my first 30 days of starting my business, is that it is my job to call. It's my job to contact, that I'm not going to assume that they're going to respond. And so I might even leave on my voicemail or my messenger, hey, you know, I want to be able to get with you. I know sounds really busy. If I don't hear from you, I'll give you a call in 4 days or so. You know, I just take it on myself. I don't get my feelings hurt if I don't hear from them. And, you know, I'm not assuming they're not interested. We know people are just busy. And so we need to remember that when we're in this communication piece with them. Our job is to educate, to recommend, to support them. We really are their advocate to this whole piece of Shaklee that can dovetail so well into so many people's wellness plans. This goes into what we talked about before, just acknowledging people, appreciating them. We really want to build people that are lifelong consumers, that they love Shaklee just as much as we do. They're just as invested because we've taken the time to educate them. So, and then just set a goal after every contact that they are going to leave getting their tank filled. You know, we talk about you can't pour from an empty cup. And so we are going to be some of the cup fillers for people. So nice. It's so good.
Nice
so good.
image. Thank you. Jeannie.
Yes. So I think it's important, and I think Becky touched on this so well. we each have a role to play, and the company has a role, and it's to manufacture these highest quality, science-based, especially with what's going on. And I think Pam did a super job sharing the Shaklee difference and what makes us so special. That's Shaklee jobs, to test it, to produce it, to manufacture it. They provide all the shipping, and they offer these wonderful monthly promotions. And most important, coming up this Sunday, they're paying us, which is great. Unfortunately, a lot of people in society today are having to stay home and they're not going to be paid. The advantage of us having a home-based business is that we will be paid. And so what is our role? This is really important. And Becky, you articulated it beautifully. Our role is really to take care and service those lifelong customers. The company cannot do that. They can send out a text, they can send out an email, they can send out a beautiful picture, but it's you who's going to service them. You're the one who's going to take care of them. And it's you that's going to present these products enthusiastically and ethically. And that's what our field is. That's how we promote it. And finally, our job is to find, develop, and recognize those really special, dedicated people that you're hearing right now. They didn't come into Shaklee this way, Becky and Pam, none of us did. But this is who they are now. So that's our role. And what I love is that we each have a role, really. And the customer has a role. The customer has a role to really decide whether the information, the education, and the care that we're giving them is something that they're going to value. And as you said, Becky, we can't be in control of that, but certainly that's the role of the customer. So please keep that in mind.
Excellent. Christine.
Thank you, Jeannie. And as Jeannie was sharing, our role is really to be an advocate, someone that's going to care for these people and love on them. And that's one of the big reasons why someone would choose to step up and want to be a Shaklee member. They definitely want the discount. It's a wonderful option for people. But to have the resources in us and the access to all of the great things that we have created for them, nutritional consultations, just being that advocate and giving really good service. And I call it heart service too, because you care for them in a way that I'm telling you, I get frustrated when I'm going into the store and someone won't even go grab something for me that was their mistake. You know, it's like sad, the service that people are getting these days. And I think that we can really be serving people in a way that stands out. And so it's our job to really teach and educate our people, whether they're members or they're not quite members, about each of the amazing product lines that Shaklee makes. And I love that when people come in, whether they're coming in with a Prove It Challenge or Basic H or children's vitamins, that we really, it's on us to take the time to share with them, because how I feel is like if I don't do my due diligence, then they don't get a choice. And so we want to make sure that we're doing our due diligence so that they then, like Jeannie was sharing, have that choice to make for their families and for their own health. And also, allowing them to see that we offer so many discounts, so many options. I always tell my people, when I go to Target and tell them about my favorite, food or clothing, they're not going to send me a check in the mail, but Shaklee does that. And we do all the servicing if they want to be a referral partner, and also if they are interested in starting a Shaklee business.
Excellent.
So we want to definitely offer that education. And I feel like sometimes people get nervous, like maybe the person may not want to hear what we have to share. And so that's where those affirmations come in that we've been talking about. It's really important to have those affirmations in front of you before you make the phone call. We're here to offer them these resources, and so they'll see us as their advocate. And so we have the health chats, the in-home events, the online events. There's a couple every week to invite to. And so we want them to see. And another thing that I'll share, and you can use your own story, is if I didn't know about the children's health, my child's life would look totally different. And so it's my job to make sure you know about these things so that you can make the best choice for your family. We have the Learn and Earn option, which will show you some word tracks for that in a few slides. But that's a great way to show them we're about educating. And they can get a reward from us. We're rewarding them. They get $10 off their next order if they listen to 3 of our webinars and give us their feedback and their questions. And so that's a wonderful way to show them that we really are about educating and being a resource. And finally, the health print, we talk about sponsoring smarter and sponsoring someone with $150. You really want to have them see the effects. That's why we love the Prove It Challenge, because they're going to see changes when they go through the Prove It Challenge. And so when we sponsor them smarter and we have them starting with products that they're going to see some changes, they get a free product, they get free shipping, they get discount for life. And it's really a great option. So we want to make sure that we're showing them the free health print product too. We are also talking about ways to keep them plugged in, to keep educating. We don't just stop this process after the first couple of talks or discussions with our new members. We have the Facebook group. We love snail mail. Pam and I and Barb were speaking today about how people love getting things in the mail. It's really, really important. The thank you note. If they buy a product, you can send a health information sheet. And that's been pretty amazing to keep educating them. And then we have that social media is always an option. We have the personal health consult, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit. It's really, really important, whether it's 10 minutes or you're on the phone for 45 minutes or in person. I think that's one of the crucial parts of continuing to teach and educate and serve our members. And then delivering samples, especially if you have someone going through sickness or the VI, the energy tea, letting them try the cleaners, the skincare. It's a really powerful thing when you're willing to take that step. And if they're local to you, drop some things off for them to try. And then updating them monthly about promotion.
And then I just want to point out that I know both you and Pam do this a lot, Christine, is whenever you have an opportunity to have a face-to-face meeting, that just continues in building the relationship. So you go out of your way to do that, and it really shows because you run such strong volume. So we've talked about the one of the first rule that we have is to keep educating our folks about the products and about wellness. And the second now is about referrals. Share some of the ideas you have for that.
Yeah, so getting referrals is also a key way for building our business and building that strong PV. And so you want your customers, when you talk to them face to face or on the phone, they'll share their stories with you, all the changes they're seeing. And if you don't ask, they may not tell you. So you want to talk to your customers and then offer these credits. I've had a few different people where we'll have an in-home event and you give a $10 shopping credit for each guest that comes. That's a great way to incentivize people to have that in-home. Always, we offer usually free products for referring a new member. And some great examples, Shackley has so many options around the $10 to $15 mark that are really great for gifts. If someone refers a member, the vitamin D, the basic H2, we have a bunch there, multi-purpose cream. And it's really cool to have them try a new product line from what they're already using, because you want to keep educating and allowing them to have those touch experiences. So it's really wonderful. If you're having an event, you definitely sponsor the guests under your member. And because that is, if they ever become a distributor, they already have that PV in their business. And so that's a really great way to show how we reward at many different levels for sharing Shackley. And then we were talking about the smoothie workshop. I know so many of us have really enjoyed smoothie workshops, make and takes. And we say that if you'll invite 5 people, you can come for free. We'll waive your fee. And so there's a great way to just get people excited to tell everyone they know about what Shackley has to offer and gather people together. And it's a lot of fun. The make and takes, you can have them experience a lot of different product lines as well.
So tell them what that is, make and take.
So when we did a make and take, the last one we did, we had them making the bottles of the cleaners. So they did that. We had the night cream out, and they could pick from the different night creams, try them on their hand, and then they had little containers to put, like it was a smaller amount into their little container that they would take home. And you can find those on Amazon. They're like smaller plastic containers. It's a really great way, but they're trying while they're there. And then we would do make a shake. So we'd make shakes. We show them how to make protein balls. So it was like different ways to use the Life Shake. They're trying the snack bars while they're there. And then, so they were experiencing 4 different lines: our weight loss line, our core nutrition, our cleaners, and our skincare. So it was a fun way to kind of bring those different things home. And while they're there, they're trying a lot of other things out as well. And usually we do like a $10 fee. It just depends on what you're buying for it. And that just usually covers, what people are taking home. And it's a great way to incentivize them to then do an order, because then if they do an order, like a 100 PV order, a lot of times like we will waive that fee and they can take home what they made for free, and then they're getting their order coming in the mail too.
This last point is something I do a lot, where it's a wonderful thing to ask a customer, when you think about your circle of friends, what do you hear are some of the greatest health concerns? Do you hear energy? Do you hear hormonal stuff? Do you hear gut issues, whatever? And they basically then are telling you what topics you can build some events around, in-home events or health chats. So excellent. Okay. So tell us about the Learn and Earn.
Yeah, so we were talking about the Learn and Earn a few slides back, and it really shows them that we're rewarding active learning. And I know for me as a customer, that was really how I fell in love with this business, was because I would get my notebook out and take copious notes on all the health chats, on everything that was offered, because I was learning so much. And so we want them to become active learners. And so when we offer this Learn and Earn program, they're also getting incentivized to listen to 3, write down what they're learning, and always include one about the benefits of a home business. That's really, really important. I know we were talking about that earlier. You want them to hear about that as well. But this is a great word track to use for those of us that this is kind of new. We have a variety of webinars, both live and archived, and I usually take them to it in the new member appointment so they can see where they're all at and start to click on them with me and look at them. And they'll allow you to hear from our scientists, our doctors, our nutritionists, and other people who are just like you or have been where you are. And it's a great learning opportunity. And that's one of our key goals in serving our customers.
Very nice.
Then they can earn a free product. So it's exciting.
So now we're coming to new member appointments and member benefits appointments. And these are really critical. I can speak for myself, and Jeannie, you can share. This was the thing when I incorporated this into our system. This is when our business and our business organization grew, because it helps build relationships. It introduces customers to all the product lines, the Shaklee difference. It helps create these lifelong customers, and it allows us to offer the incentives, some of the ones that Christine just ticked through, so that we are beginning to meet the folks that they know, their circle of friends. And it's a wonderful platform for opening the discussion about business opportunity. Jeannie, you want to add anything on that?
Yeah, I do. Thank you, Barb. I think, listening to the last few slides, you could listen to Christine and say, boy, that's a heck of a lot of stuff to do. And you could also think, here's Christine. I asked her in the pre-call, how many children does she have? It's not 1, it's not 2, it's not 3, it's 4, and they're all under 10. And she works part-time. So these things are critical. Because of this, Christine brings in a really nice income from Shaklee. She does high volume. And it's, as you said, Barbara, it's not hit or miss. She's got a system. She's got a process, which actually takes a lot of stress out of her life because she has something to follow. And yet
there it is.
So great. And here, Christine, what a great intro.
That's right. What is your system?
So this is an example we wanted to share. So when we were talking about this, teaching tonight, we were talking about, the service starts the moment you invite them, right? And you're inviting them to an event or to take the Prove It Challenge with you. It's been really fun to be able to reach out and invite people to this awesome challenge. But what I was noticing is that you really want to get a conversation right away. A lot of people are more comfortable to stay in a text message or to stay on Messenger. But that is not how you are going to serve them the best. So you have to make an affirmation that says, I need to serve these people. And in order to do that, I need to hear their voice and they need to hear my voice. And I need to hear their needs. and they need to hear my heart. We need a heart connect. When you heart connect, it's just like with kids when you're teaching. If they don't feel emotionally safe, they can't learn. Right. It's the same thing with adults. If they don't feel emotionally safe with you, they're not going to open up to you. And so I just wanted to share this. I know we have short time, but the last couple people who have taken the Prove It Challenge with me, they only wanted a vitamin D. One was a mom at school and one was a mom on a Facebook group. And I asked both of them if I could just chat with them for a few minutes. One came over and visited, and the other did a phone call. And both of them, after we had a health consult of about 30 minutes, they both decided to do the Prove It Challenge. And it was because I listened to their needs. I wrote down what they were saying. I asked the questions: stress, sleep, how do you feel? And then I went through what will help and why. And they went from just wanting vitamin D for the winter to being ready to take the Prove It Challenge. And so that is really important. So we have that individual appointment, nutritional consultation. I feel like it's a key piece. I feel like sometimes we miss it because someone will say, well, I want a cleaner and a skin cream. And you say, okay. And then you're losing a key part of servicing them. So I really wanted to point that out. And then you do want to, if you can, sponsor them at that 150 mark, whether they're doing the Prove It Challenge or you're helping them figure out other needs. That is really the best way to get people to see changes. Because if they just take a vitamin D, okay, their D is going to go up, but it's probably not going to solve the core issue of what they really need. And you want to show them that you're there to help them for that. And at the end of that, I say, if you still just want a vitamin D, that is fine. But I'm going to connect with you and make sure that this is you understand what can be done here. And then after that, they get started, you check in with them, and you want to set up this member benefits appointment, which Pam is going to go through. But it's really crucial to do it within the first 2 to 3 weeks of them getting started. And this is where we educate them on the Shaklee difference. In that first nutritional consult that I'm talking about, they're going to learn a little bit from you. But this is where we make sure that they know what we're about, they know what we offer, and they know how we're going to serve them and follow up with them. And so that's really important. Stay in touch. And I know for me, when I see orders come through on email, I reach out and thank those people. And Jeannie, I know you were going to share for a minute the daily thank you that you do too.
Right. Thank you. I'll make that quick because we're all waiting to hear this benefits appointment. But basically, I think what we're talking about is not only a process, but also getting into the habit of doing something every day where you're connecting with your customers. And for me, when I open my phone, Shaklee makes it so easy because on your back office, it tells you what your next best action is. And they'll list whoever ordered in the last 24 hours, and you just click, send the email. Sometimes I put some extra words on it. Ruth is going to go through, Stu. But this right away, they're getting a confirmation that you're thanking them. And as you said, we don't get that from CVS. We don't get that from Woolworths. We don't even get that from our children sometimes, a thank you. So this is something that's really valuable. And I think if you get into that habit just for 21 days, you'll just knock that off in less than a minute. So it's very, very important. It's a good start. So Christine, what's your dialogue for the benefits appointment?
Yes. One other thing that I've learned over the past almost 5 years is that you don't ask, you tell them this is the next step. Because if you say, would you like to do a new member appointment with me? They're going to say, no, I don't have any time. So you say, you want to be confident. And I know when you're new, that can be harder, but you need to make an affirmation, because if we don't do our part, they are not served the way they need to be served. So you have to make an affirmation. I need to do my part, even if it's scary for me. So you better be confident and say, the next step is for us to set up a 10 to 15 minute call to show you all the benefits that come with your Shaklee membership. And I want to show you the resources available to you. And most people will do that. We'll get on the phone, we'll get on a Zoom. But if you ask, it's probably not going to happen. So we want you to be confident in telling them this is the next step.
And I want to point something out, Christine. This is excellent. Is these member benefits appointment, and Pam's going to walk us through all the pieces of it. One of the pieces in there is about sharing the business. And Christine, what were we counting about through your first levels and the distributors under them? that virtually every one of her business leaders and distributors went through a new member appointment and was first introduced to the business there. And what do we think? It was like 20 people who now have either little mini 500 PV businesses or they have 5,000 PV businesses. But this became the portal by which they first were introduced to it. That was excellent. So Pam, tell us about then the actual appointment and how you do that.
Okay, thanks. This is amazing. Christine and I got together on this about four or 5 years ago, and we talked about this system, and she has been so diligent about doing it, and she's getting these results, Barb, that you're talking about, and she trains her people that way as well. So, it starts somewhere. Somebody's got to step in and start the ball rolling with a system and with some follow-up, and the payoff downline and in depth in your organization will be huge because the PV will be crazy. That's why we're doing this stuff to retain our members, right? So we've sold them a membership, like Christine says. Now we have to show them how to maximize your Shaklee membership. I'm passionate about helping people get maximum discounts on the products that they order, and that's where we come in. They can go online and order, but isn't it frustrating when you see somebody an order come through and they didn't order smart? They were at $148 and they didn't get free shipping. That's on me. Or there was a free product from Shaklee that month for a $200 order and $192 order came through. Yeah. I'm happy to have the order, but that's sad to me because I could have done better. So this opportunity, the next 7 slides is my letter broken down into bigger font so you can see. It's pieces of my letter. It's bullet points of my letter. So the letter is all in the website. It's archived here. So don't worry about taking notes right now, but take a look and just receive this letter for what it is. So I'm going to sit down with my member, either on the email with a screen like this or in person, and talk to them about how much I appreciate them joining as a member of the Shaklee family. And first of all, I want to talk a little business and show them how to log into their account so they can get in there and, log into their account with their email, reset their password, and let them know that there's 3 ways to order. First of all, they can order online, and that's a fabulous thing. We want to train our people to know how to access their account and place their own orders. They can order on the phone if they prefer, but my favorite way is to have them be in touch with me when it's time to place their order, and that will either come from them calling me, and if they don't call me, I'll try to make sure that I'm calling them. That's when we can really make sure that they take advantage of all those special discounts and opportunities to save money. Okay, so we remember that our objectives are to make a sale, and highlighting the discounts and the loyalty rewards and the things like that is really important. So I'll let them know that your lifetime membership, it's not an annual fee, your lifetime membership gives you a 15% discount on all Shaklee products. So the loyalty rewards program is there in place to reward you for consistent monthly auto ship orders of $100 or more. And that can really result in some really nice savings. And it's a tiered program. And so we just kind of walk them through that a little bit. I have the picture of the discounts on there. We also want to let them know that there are periodic promotions and discounts. And I'll try to reach out to you about that as well. Shaklee does a good job. Just keep your eye out for discounts. A personal consultation. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but we talked about that tonight. And also that our products are covered with a 100% guarantee. And we're proud to talk about that because that's important, that people can buy confidently. Okay, the benefits of auto ship. Now, I look into the auto ship report myself and to know when people are getting auto ships. But when I talk to them, that this service is provided by Shaklee so that you can get the products that you need on a regular basis, and you can take advantage of rewards through the AutoShip program. It's convenient and easy to use. It comes with the loyalty rewards that was on the previous screen, and then they're allowed to update the quantities on their AutoShip. The program is designed to be very flexible. They can change the date. They can save products for later. That you can change up to midnight the night before it's shipped. You get an email a week in advance to tell you that your auto ship order is coming. Wow, that's a nice service, right? Because sometimes we forget what day of the month it is and we don't know when our order is coming. So they help and remind you. And most importantly, we want to ask that when you look at your auto ship, that when you log in, that you grant business leader access to me. And the reason for that is that I can help you. There are many times that customers have been on the road and they forgot about their auto ship and they don't have access to a computer, or something came up and they can't get into their account, or there's a problem. And if I can't access your account, then I can't help you. So please grant me access. so that I can be a good advocate for you. Then I stick in some information about the Shaklee difference, the various things. You can choose what you like. I put something in there just so they're reminded about the telomere study and the landmark study, and that, Shaklee's cream of the crop, of course, as I said earlier. Okay. And then I also mentioned to them that I do have an email newsletter. I subscribe to a service that gives that to me. If you'd like to write your own newsletters, you can do that. And there's often specials in there, stories, testimonials, features that you might find interesting. If you'd like to be on my newsletter list, you can do that. We practice permission marketing in Shaklee. So this is the section where I ask them if they'd like to participate in this. So permission to add them to the newsletter mailing list, and then also permission to be in my customer Facebook group. I don't put stuff on social media in my personal page very often because I don't want to flood that with Shaklee information, but it's important for me to communicate with you about upcoming events that we're having, about specials, and about just information on trending things in the health world. So topics and seminars and webinars and stuff like that. Would you like to be added to this group? And they'll say yes or no. So you can kind of know how they are feeling about social media that way. Again, learning how to serve them better when you learn the type of person that they are. Then again, that Ever Love and Learn to Earn program that Christine so intelligently went through. Okay, this is my favorite part. And this is when I talk to my members about this three-pronged approach to being a Shaklee member. You can use product, you can share product, and you can build product, right? It's kind of like the USB, right? I love that Shaklee has that. Everybody knows what a USB is. So you can remember easily at Shaklee, you can use products and you can experience great health transformations and a wonderful support as you live your life by being a customer. We all love customers. We need customers. So we love to have you as a customer. And if you want to stay right there, that's up to you, and that's perfectly fine. But you can share Shaklee products with friends and family through referrals. You can learn with your friends. You can host a gathering of friends in your home, or we can meet out at a coffee shop or online in a Zoom call at night after your kids are in bed. Whatever works for you. But I'm passionate about sharing information. I have access to great resources on health topics that may be helpful to you, and I want to help you learn with your friends. And when you host those friends, then I will reward you with a free product of your choice or a discount on your order or whatever you need. We do great Facebook meetings also that can be attended at your convenience. So you can drop in on a 24 to 48 hour period that the Facebook event is running live on Facebook, and that's comfortable for some people. So lots of ways. We also reward you for sharing what you've learned with your friends. Feel free to pass my name along, and I reward you for referrals. That's how we grow our business. But also, the best part of sharing is that you can become what I call a casual distributor. When you give me your referrals, I put them under you in the computer, and so you have a little buying group there that generates you a check. When you go to Target, at your Target, if you spend $250, do you get a check back in the mail? And they say no. And I say, okay, because me neither. And that kind of frustrates me. But I found a place that I can buy a lot of things that I already bought at Target. I could buy them from Shaklee. I can get that high quality, 100% guaranteed product, and I can get a check back in the mail. And where can you earn your products for free? I don't know. But when I first started getting checks back in the mail, I realized that it was Shaklee was where I could really come out on the other side because I have a top quality products and I was getting a discount. So oftentimes we have lots of casual distributors. I love that option. So here we go now that we're going to build a team. That's the other option. You share and build. And building a team is where the trajectory of your life can really change, right? You can do it the way that works for you. You can work full-time, part-time, morning, night, weekends, not after work, before work, in your pajamas, in your dress and heels, anything you want, in, out of the home, wherever you go. You don't have to fit Shaklee into your life, or you don't have to fit your life into Shaklee. You fit Shaklee into your life. So we don't go out and do Shaklee. We go do Shaklee when we go out. And you can sprinkle it into your life, and it can really provide you with some significant financial rewards. So that's the point where I share my story and I say how I got started, what I used to do. I had a corporate job, blah, 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 whatever your story is, so they could relate to you with that. And then make sure you mention, and in today's world with what's going on with the coronavirus these days, I was thinking today that how blessed I am by having a home-based business. As I even talk to my adult children who are scrambling around, flying and traveling and wondering what they're going to be doing for income, and what if I get laid off, and whatever. We don't know. There's all this uncertainty, but we're able to get up tomorrow and work in our pajamas if we want to, and watch the snowfall and whatever's happening, and we can move on. So I love that. And I love the tax benefits of a home-based business. There's a lot of that information that people are excited to hear about. An extra $500 a month can really take people into a different financial situation. So we want to make sure we share that opportunity is available. So then we close the meeting, thanking them for their time, asking them for some feedback if they could. Did anybody come to mind when we were talking about these things? Because I'd love to meet who you know. And you can send them a follow-up email. Make sure you have notes of any information that they're looking for. Send them a note, and then ask them how you would like to stay in touch going forward, because this is not the end of the line for you. You don't break up with them after this, right? It's not like you have the credit card number and they're free to go. This is when you say, how often would you like me to be in touch with you? Do you prefer, a periodic call, emails, texting? How do you want to stay in touch? And we really want to make sure that we get them, if we're in the Prove It Challenge, on to after that next 30 days, what we're doing on an auto ship, and so they can continue. And as Christine and Becky and myself, and certainly Jeannie and Barb, we have customers. I've been in this business for 22 years, and I have customers who have been buying products from me for 20 years, 8, 9, 10 months out of the year, at least. I don't see them, but for 20 years, they continue to order products, and they just appreciate this opportunity to be involved with a company like Shackley and with you. So you got to, just be proud of that. It's just amazing.
Really good.
Okay. Lastly, this is a list of things that you may want to bring along with you, or have available, or know where you can find them, that you may want to reference during the meeting. Different things that support what was spoken about in the letter, and certainly talking about the business and that business benefits brochure. And I love the Nutrition in You booklet. You can order that from the VitaBooks for You website. Just a good reference. People will look at that. It tells what the products do. It's a third-party booklet that's published by another company. Shackley can't prescribe things, certainly, but it's a great way to educate people on our products and what they can do for you. Education is the key. So that's all archived away, just to have you thinking about what you want to bring and provide and offer. So that's kind of it for that new member appointment, but so worth it. And I want to just say, before we get over to Becky, is that, as Barb was saying, a while back when we had, the only way to really communicate was when catalogs, or like everybody wanted to get a catalog. I had about 100 customers at the time, and I came back from our global conference, and I thought, wow, there's a new catalog. I better order right away 100 catalogs and send them to my 100 customers. And they were $1.75 a piece. So $175. And then I went to the post office and found that it was $3 to mail one. So now I'm going to spend $4.75, $5 to get a catalog to every one of my customers. Well, they would want one, right? So then I'm spending $400 so that I could get, or $500 so I could get catalogs to everyone. And I bought the envelopes, and I really started to address them and get going. And I thought, oh my gosh, I don't even know if they want a catalog. And that's where this whole idea came from, to educate people and follow up. And I did that. And that was the start of building and running High PV. So if you're not doing it now, get in touch with your customers and ask them if they would mind sitting down with you to have a member benefits appointment with you, because you want to really talk to them about what they have in their hands here with a lifetime Shackley membership, because it'll change your business. Just get with your people.
Excellent. So, Becky, you started out doing those new member appointments, and you've kind of taken them online. Would you just share quickly what you do?
You bet. So we have thankfully, lots of new distributors on our team. And so some of them may not feel as confident as Pam so beautifully went through all of that. And so we have put them on Zoom. So we did a pilot. This is our second month to try it, but we did it last month. And we're going to do it again this month, where we will go through. It's just like this, where we have the slideshow, and we're Francine and I are trading off talking, but we are going through the appointment with them. And it's also being recorded. And so if people can be on live, great. If they can't, we actually put in 2 secret words that they have to tell the person what the secret words are, so they know that they watched it. But then we did that because we oftentimes will offer some kind of special. Like if you go through these materials, we want to offer you a special. So it's just another clever way. Again, we're just trying to meet people where they're at. And we were able to keep it to about 30 minutes. So it's been a really fun thing.
So tell them your dialogue that makes it so easy to get the appointments.
Yeah. So somewhere along the line became very passionate about this, just like Pam was talking. It just has been the bread and butter of how I've had these customers stay with me for so many years. And so I'll say, this is my very favorite appointment to do with you. I'm so excited to show you the buffet table of what we have. And just like at a buffet table, you might want to take advantage of some things now, and then other things you might just be glad to know they're there. And so it's a really cool way to be able
Very
to,
clever.
to be able to do it.
Very clever way to put it together. So we got to have some way to track this system. And can you just briefly tell them just some of the options?
Yeah. And you know what? You're going to see some visuals on here. Really, just for you personally, just figure out what is going to work for you. Because everybody's brain is a little bit different. I do mine on the computer now, but when I started, I did do an index card system to help me follow up with people. So it's really whatever makes sense to you and that you really can get behind and actually follow through.
Very good. Thanks. Thank you. I just want to make sure people know that we have to have some way to track, calling these folks. So there are many more strategies for customer rewards and incentives and so forth. We are archiving all of this in betterfuture.training, then / whatever your name is that you have for your address. So just want you to know there's more coming. And we're going to whip through this and get right to our action steps. Jeannie, you want to get us started?
Woo. Okay. Well, that was, whoa. All right. I do want to encourage you to go to that page, that Facebook page that, you mentioned, the
website. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's very important. Mm-hmm. So anyway, this is I can't imagine Becky and Christine and Pam articulating more carefully and more succinctly and really passionately that this changed their business. And this is probably where Shaklee could be $1 billion company if everybody did this. So we are encouraging to take this seriously, especially if you're going to have to be self-contained in your home for 2 weeks. You might as well start on. Okay. So the first thing is make sure you assemble your new member and member update materials. Go to that website that we mentioned, and all of the materials are there that we kind of zoomed fast through, but it's fantastic. And then schedule 10 new member and member update benefit appointments, including the business. Why? Because you heard Christine kind of go through her steps. You could tell that this is what she does. It's intuitive now for her because she has practiced and practiced and practiced it. So 10 of them will help you. Create your own customer service system that Becky referred to and is again on that website. Everything is laid out. Pam was generous enough to take all of that new member appointment and completely put it there so you have it. And see the member benefits section this is the website, okay? betterfutures.training / your name. Take a screenshot if you don't have it. Get the site if you don't have it from Chris Spell. And this is where all the materials, all the PowerPoints, all the videos are there. And then I think this is something that I know Barbara has promoted, and I don't know how I would have survived in my early days with children and everything that we did. Have your own working binder, whether it's a day timer or whether you use the back office on the Shaklee Connect, whatever works for you. But organization and organizing your daily activity brings the results for you to be participating in that 20,000 and 20K. You see, the people that you heard speak tonight, it's going to happen for them. Why? Because they have a system, they have a process, they're touching, they're connecting with people, they're discovering, they're identifying. But you know what? Each and every one of you can do this as well. It's really there for you. Instead of trying to figure it out, which many of us had to do early on, this is all set out for you. And I really want to thank the team for putting this together and really putting your passion and love and your organization. And if you want to be around these kind of people, don't forget to sign up for Orlando. Hopefully everything will be fine then. It'll probably be the first trip, the first place, the first hotel that opens up. So we will probably have thousands of people at the Shackley convention. And again, what they're going to announce is going to revolutionize the nutrition industry. So if you get your system set up and your processes set up, you're going to have a phenomenal convention. And remember, don't come alone. Make sure you look down the row and you have 10 people with you in Orlando. So that is really important for you to do that as well.
Thank you.
Flights are cheap now, so get them today and tomorrow.
Oh my golly,
I think every airline has a lot of openings right now.
They're happy for you. We packed a lot in tonight, but we would like to pack one more thing in if we could. Is our friend Ruth? I'm going to stop the sharing here, Ruth, and take it right over to you. So Ruth, open up. There you are. Okay. Are you coming on?
She's muted.
I am now
there you are.
How about now?
Now
okay.
there you are.
We are unmuted, and I'm going to see if this will actually work. Here we go. Okay. I want to start out with addressing what Jeannie said with next best action. And I'm showing it to you from your phone. I couldn't figure out how to do it except with screen capture.
Oh, that's
so when
fine.
you log into your phone, and here you are, scroll on down, and just below where you see your circles to fill in your Prove It challenges, you have next best actions. And here it tells me Sandy's birthday's this month. Be sure she gets her $100 auto ship. Oh, Terry just placed an order. Oh, Barb just placed an order. And it gives you a variety of things. And when you click on your phone, it gives you the opportunity to hit this and you can automatically text. You can call them. Or when you hit the email button, it takes you to an email that's already created.
Nice.
And the same thing for the order, which I'll show you when we go to the screen.
Beautiful.
And you can quickly edit this if you'd like. But I do want to add with you right now, some of you may be going, well, wait a second, I don't have any next best actions right now because mine have disappeared. I have just learned. And I reached out to Shackley today, and they told me that, how come I'm having a hard time finding everything? Hold on, let me see here. Okay, let's try that again. There is a problem, it's a glitch, and they are aware of it. And so they should hopefully fix it with the fix that's happening tonight. But let's look at it from your computer now. When you log into your computer, into your member center, you hit My Business and page on down, and here are your next best actions.
Nice.
Now here you only have the option to email or call. Well, you can't even call from here. You only have the option to email, but when you do, it generates an email and it says, thanks for your order. And again, you can go in and you can change it and make it so that it's your own personal thing, add an attachment if you'd like. You can do that. Now on the same page, I want you guys to know about is follow-up. Follow-up is wonderful and easy. You could use your day timer, you could use the card file that Becky talked about, but Shackley has included it right here. And what's neat is, look, I forgot to do this one. So it says it's overdue. So it literally reminds you when you've forgotten to do things. But you can also view all of them, and you will see that I've got some other ones here, and it allows me to email them. I can mark it as complete or edit it. But how do we add it? A couple of different ways. Right from, let's go back to, right from your follow-up page that we were looking at, there's an add follow-up button. And right there, you can type in the name of the person. And I'm going to go ahead and choose Terry. And you choose the date that you want to do the follow-up on. So let's say she just ordered the Prove It challenge. I want to talk to her in 3 weeks. So I'd go 1-2, that would be into April. I would want to contact her on April. Actually, I want to contact her the week before. I want to do 3 weeks in. So we'll say March 26th. And then I want to do recent purchase. And you can be really specific. Follow up on pick. or whatever it
Nice.
might be,
Very
and
nice.
then save it. Now, how do you find the follow-ups? As I said, they're going to show up on your dashboard right down here. But if you find the person, and you all know you go to Actions, Team Search, and I'll just go ahead and search for Terry.
Hmm.
When I go to Terry's page, hello, there we go, it then will show me when it goes there. Come on.
If it feels like going there.
If it feels like going there. And it's patience. And just a little tip, everybody, when the website frustrates you, just know it's not you. It is the website that is the frustrating piece.
Mm-hmm.
And right here, when I'm at Terry's account, it's got my follow-ups. So I can click on it. I can see the active follow-up. If I've got completed follow-ups with her, they're here. And you can even sort them for the furthest due date and the most recent due date.
Nice.
So those are a couple of really easy follow-ups that you can do. But the other thing I wanted to point out real quickly too is, as Becky said, if you want to send an email, do a snail mail. Here's a really quick way for you to do that. Go to your personal group volume. So you choose reports. Didn't mean to do that. Choose personal group volume. It generates the report. Go ahead and click the column heading here of last order. It will show you the people that have ordered so far this month. Then all you have to do is click them. And I think that's it, down to Josephine right now. And then you click on this action button and it says generate mailing labels. And now you have the mailing labels for anybody that was on that list that you can then print out and quickly send them an email. Okay. The last thing you guys wanted me to talk about were the loyalty reward reports.
The new reports.
Again, reports, and know that Shackley's got a whole bunch of them already created for you here. And if you create your own custom report that you like, you can go ahead and save it. We're not going to show you how to do that today, but when you do, it's here under saved reports. But for this example, we're going to go to personal group loyalty rewards. And when you click on that, it's going to take you to this report. And this report tells you a lot.
This is great.
It tells you whether or not they have an auto ship. Is it a qualifying auto ship? It tells you their point balance. It also, got to move you guys, you'll need to scoot over, go down to the bottom and scoot over some. But then here, it also shows you their current tier percentage, whether or not you have their birthday in the system, and then it has their email and their phone number.
Excellent.
And something good to know is you just click on the column title and it sorts it for you. So in that case, it took it to 0, but I want to know who actually has points. This happens to be my 94-year-old aunt's account, by the way, everybody. She's been doing $2,500 to $3,000 a month with One First Level and earning close to $1,500 a month. And it's keeping her in her house. So, but just by clicking on the column title, it sorts your the order of things. So, any questions or comments on that? Was that everything, Barb?
Well,
Barb,
there
there's
are
some
a
in
few.
the chat. Yeah, in the chat.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
They're asking if you're sending a group email, Ruth, can you add an attachment?
No, unfortunately, you cannot with the current system that we have.
Okay. And the other question, I'm sorry,
go ahead. That's it.
Regarding emailing from the website, is there any way this could connect to our actual email account rather than having to use Outlook?
Not that I'm aware of, but let me research it and find out if there's a way to do it.
Okay.
I do not, at this time, I don't think there is. And I'll be honest with you guys, our email system that's connected to the member center is not the most powerful email system that we could have. Those of you guys that have used the ones we've had in the past, they were a little bit better. And we've been talking to Shackley about that. They're looking into options, but don't hold your breath at this time.
Okay, and then one last question was, can you please go over making the mailing labels? So you showed how we get them, but then what do you do? Put in like the Avery labels in your printer and they're what you showed us was.
It would be the 5160 or 8160, I guess, is the newest number
Right.
on it.
Yeah.
And so what it does is it creates the labels. You can then either download it to your website or to your computer itself, or you can hit your print button and then just send it to your local printer.
Yeah, that's really nice.
If you've got 8160 labels, that's fine. Or you could print it out and cut out the boxes and tape it to an envelope if you don't have labels. I mean, you can get creative, or heck, manually write it out, because they might like to see it manually written instead of a label. Just wanted to show you that it was an easy thing to do.
But that was great. All those drop-down action arrows are terrific.
Yeah.
This is great. Oh, thank you, Ruth. Thank you, everybody, for hanging in with us a little bit longer tonight. We just had a lot to share because it's such an integral part of your business. This is where we start putting it together. So, Ruth, as always, we are so grateful. Please come back again. And with that, I will say over and out to everyone, and we will see you next week. We're going to be talking about closing our appointments, closing the sale, and next steps. So see you then. Lisa Anderson will be joining us, and I think Francina will be back again. See you then. Good night, everybody.
Be aware of what Barb calls those special people that join.
Special people that join us.
The ones that we want to work with, the ones that we believe have the same abilities and the ability to develop a successful business. And we want to keep our eye on the ball, right, Barb? We want to keep our eye on the ball.
You know what? It's so easy to get busy. You know, we can all stay very busy in our activities and in filling orders and in, Okay, go ahead. All right. So just go ahead and start, Chris, whenever you like. We all can keep very busy with just the activity of our businesses and even reacting to the information, the people who call in to us, the stuff that comes to us. And really, this is the year when we want to every day start out with being proactive about what is my plan this week to meet the next wonderful person that I'd like to invite to join me in my business team. That's why we want to just keep this in front of us. Absolutely. So we want to pick up also on where we left off. Last week, we talked about how our thinking can either support us in reaching our goals or not. And one of our folks who is getting very close to becoming a director this month, Susan Simmons, I was speaking to her today, and she really took it on and began monitoring her self-talk. And so she was going to join us. And then she ended up being called away she lives in Washington State, and she had to go help somebody. And so Angie, I hope Angie is.
I'm here.
Oh, there. Thank you, Angie. So I asked Angie if she would pinch hit for her. And she had sent me, Angie, she took on the self-talk homework that we requested people just for 3 days. Just monitor how you talk to yourself and what your self-talk is. And so here's what happened with her. So please take it away from Ange.
So I'm excited to share Susan's transformation here and the work she's been doing. I'm sorry you can't hear from her herself, but she's such a generous, wonderful person that she's out helping people. But she noticed some of the negative self-talk she was doing. I think we all have said these kinds of things, but then she was aware enough to notice them and quickly make the shift. And I notice even in our conversations that she and I have, sometimes she'll do this and quickly she notices it right away and takes it, to a positive. Like no one ever responds or replies to me. And then she changes that into an affirmation. I am finding so many people that are eager to learn about the benefits I have to share.
Oh, nice.
So sometimes these things are not what she's feeling right in the moment, but they're what she wants to be feeling. She's never going to be interested. Then instead, I am constantly amazed by all the people that are interested in what I have to offer. She's turning that focus onto all the people that do care and away from the people that don't. And then she loved Francine's suggestion about Post-it notes all over the house.
Oh,
So she started putting these sticky notes around her house with her 2 affirmations. I am confident I am a confident and inspiring leader, attracting caring, confident, and driven leaders to my team.
yeah.
I love that. I generate 3,500 PV easily. And then this last thing, she says she has a gratitude writing that she does every night before bed. And she's actually been doing this for a while. And it's sort of like affirmations, but I am grateful for my 3,500 PV business. I am grateful for the people that have come, that I've attracted, that have come to see what I'm doing. I'm grateful by my growing team. So it's kind of like affirmations, but it's it's in a gratitude way. It's beautiful.
Yeah, very nice. Oprah always talked about a gratitude journal.
Mm-hmm.
It just reshapes how we see our days and the events of it. Nice. Oh, thank you, Angie. So all of us, let's follow Susan's lead here, because it's so powerful. When we start shifting that negative self-talk, we just empower ourselves like crazy. So this has been an interesting week, Jeannie Bird, and
yes, it has.
And Shackley just announced this past week about introduced an immunity pack, and it is just perfect for people because it's really easy to become alarmed every day as we're seeing these numbers go up. So, Jeannie, kind of walk us through a little bit about ideas for presenting.
This has really been a wonderful way for us to be proactive in the field because of what Barb's talking about, this kind of hysteria and paranoia. Not that in some cases it's valid, but what can we do as a field to be proactive? And Shackley came out with this sharing immunity pack. And I was on the call today, I was telling Barb with Joe Corden, and he says our sales are way above what was projected by this time of the month. So the field's doing a great job sharing this. And it's really a very simple program. The first step is, of course, the immune builders, which is the Optiflora, the Nutriferon, the DR, and the vitalizing immunity. And those are, of course, 4 of our favorite products. And then, of course, the hand wash with the little decanter. And then a product that is nothing new to us. We've been talking about it for years. We've sprayed it all over our home, on our doorknobs, on children's toys, whatever. This is the Basic G. And this is something that's being offered as a package. It's $150, free membership, free shipping. And I think, we can have some calming effect on our customers as well as our distributors by calling them up, texting them, emailing them. But, one of our leaders, Barbara, said to me, I really feel it's an obligation for me to get on the phone and speak and communicate this with our customers. But what a wonderful thing to offer people. And I think this is just a great conversation starter, too. Absolutely. So you can be a calming effect for your customers because you'll give them something to do. So I absolutely love this. And we do have a statement on the next slide.
Just before you jump to that, I just wanted to say one of the talking points on hand wash is that, of course, everybody's talking about washing hands, right? And they're using those hand sanitizers, which have a lot of alcohol in them. And all of that really dries and damages our hands.
True.
And one of the things I've been pointing out to people is this has been a very overlooked product, in my opinion, this hand wash, because this quart lasts months. I mean, practically a year, depending on how many sinks and hand washing stations you have in your house. But it really should be called a hand and body wash because it is excellent to use in the shower. And if you begin using the Shackley cleaning products and the personal care products, and particularly this one, these all have been designed to biodegrade within 30 days, which means you don't have plumbing problems. We live in a 100-year-old house, and we never have plumbing issues because for 30 years we have been using only Shackley products. So hand wash, I think a real selling point is that it's so much gentler and kinder to your hands.
Well, I think what you're saying is important because when we use all these hand sanitizers, some people who have really sensitive skin, they're going to start getting cuts in their hands, especially when it's a cold day.
Oh my
and that just leads to infection as well. So I asked basically Kathy Key meeting for a statement. And I encourage you to take a photo shoot of this or take a shot with your camera, because this basically is what can we say about the basic G and the COVID-19. And basically it says the basic G has demonstrated effectiveness against viruses similar to the 2019 novel coronavirus on hard, non-porous surfaces. Therefore, basic G can be used against the 2019 novel coronavirus when used in accordance with the directions for use against the, I don't know how to pronounce that one, but
adenovirus. Yeah.
Type 7 on hard, non-porous surfaces. And then, of course, they're telling you to go to the CDC site. But this is important because as a whole, the coronavirus is not really that dangerous to children and young people. It's more dangerous to older people, but it's been tested for many, many years, and we've been using it. And one of the things Dr. Jamie said is don't be afraid to share your own testimony when you make these phone calls and communicate with your customers. Your testimony is just as valuable as the information that we're putting on the screen for you. So I think that's really important.
And one of the talking points for Basic G is that Basic G is very, very economical. It is under $20, and it makes 64 gallons of germicidal cleaner. Mm-hmm. So, and we now are using it for all general cleaning, including the window. I didn't know you could use it on windows. It's great for windows. So Basic G is really versatile. It's just wonderful. And even now, I made up. You can purchase from Shaklee these little 4-ounce squeeze bottles, and with a spray top. And I have customers who still are working in offices, and even though a whole lot of them have been closed, and so for their desktop, it's a much smaller than the big spray bottle, the 16 ounce. This one's a 4-ounce, and so it's real easy for people to keep in a desk drawer and just use it to keep their desktops and their keyboards and things that people touch a lot, keep it clean. And then we wanted to give people
one other, Barb, before you move on, just one other note. Becky Cash on this said something. Our Basic G wipes, the germ offs are sold out, but it's not a big deal because what she recommended was taking a paper towel, cutting it in half, a roll of paper towel, cutting it in half, and taking 2 cups of water and a teaspoon of the Basic G. And she said you can make your own wipes and put them in plastic and carry them to work. So
and then a Ziploc bag
are ingenious. They really
it's all good. It's all good. Exactly right. So we wanted to give them a little word track here.
Please. So I always like to use the word courtesy phone call. So whenever I make a phone call or someone from our office does, one of the word tracks for the immunity pack would be something like, "Hi, Mary. I'm just checking to see how you and your family are." So you're showing some kind of care and concern, especially regarding the corona news or coronavirus. How are you feeling about it? Trying to get some feedback. And then sharing, Shaklee has just introduced a new immunity pack, and I wanted my customers to know about it. May I tell you about it? And I think this is just a really nice way of informing people about it. They get bombarded by emails from the company, but wouldn't you agree, Barb, that really it's just so nice for them to hear that voice on a machine sometimes?
Oh, yeah. And it really does make you just feel better when you can be proactive. So Chris has asked us to give him a 3, 2, 1